Good evening, the Romney ride back again, following on from yesterday. Anyway, in the solicitor's office, got fucking banged up for that, down the Redruth police station. Went in there no more than a few minutes, read me the riot act, let me go, and went up to see Keith murdered, as I said. Keith was devastated. So I come back from there and I said to Jed, I don't know what we're going to do. I said, we can't drop nothing down. Murders up all the time. Couldn't park the lorries in there, there's murders up. Couldn't even park a fucking car. Right outside of me bungalow was my father's metal shed that he built. And that was like within 10 feet of the doorway. So you couldn't block the doorway there, keep moving the cars. And so I said to Jed, tell you what I'm going to do. She said, what's that? I said, I'm going to put a hole in that fucking edge out the front. I said, I'm going to open a scrapyard in the front garden. She said, you are? I said, yeah. Now, the front garden was about, the side garden was about, still never had no deeds to the property, anyway. So, although they say it was mine, there was no fucking deeds for it. Because, as I said, my father built it inside the fucking scrapyard. And it was his, it wasn't his mother's to give to me. With nothing to do with she. That was decided way, way before then, that was my father's. Anyway, got hold of my cousin Eddie. I said, Edmus, I said, will you knock a hole in that fucking edge there for me? Yeah, of course I will, he said. What are you going to do, much? I said, I'm going to open my scrapyard in the fucking front garden. Now, I said, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. No problem. Poured his digger down on a Sunday morning. Put a hole right through the edge. I stuck a fucking post up, Seaware and Son scrap metal drainer. So I had to do something with the grass area because it was a bit of a garden, see. I had to put a load of hardcore in. So I said to the man up in the village, Jack, called David Martin. David, I said, can you drop me in 7 or 8 loads of stone? He said, what do you want to do with it, Clarence? I said, I want to stone out this area. I said, and use it as a scrapyard. Never. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I'll pull your stone in, pretty handsome. Anyway, unbeknown to me, obviously I knew, but I didn't know how my father finished it. Didn't know exactly where he was, because you could never see it. My father had a cesspit out in the fucking garden. And all he done was, he put bed irons over the top of this pit, galvanised over the top of that, earth over the top, and grass seeded it. David Martin reversing him with his lorry now. Boom. Fuck me, he went right down in the cesspit. He's put a lorry all twisted up. Flied out the cab. Fucking hell, Clarence, didn't you know that was there? I said, David, I didn't know it was there, mate. I said, I'm very, very sorry. He said, I can't fucking tip back there, I'll turn right over. I said, well, open my tailboard and we'll have to shovel it out. He said, well, we'll have to shovel a bit, tip a bit, shovel a bit. Anyway, got the fucking thing tipped off. So he had to walk back, you know. Well, it wasn't that far. It was like 1/4 mile up the road. He said, I'm going home a minute, he said. I said, I'll drop you up, Dave, now. He said, I'll walk back. He was fuming, man. Anyway, he come back with his digger. And we pulled the lorry out. Anyway, we got some checker plate and some fucking reinforcing bar. I concreted over it in the end. Anyway, he pulled the stone in for me. I said, well, your digger's here, Dave. I said, you just want to level it off for me. He said, well, I'll level it off for you. I said, well, where do you have to shovel it out? He said, well, we'll have to shovel a bit, tip a bit, shovel a bit. Anyway, got the fucking thing tipped off. So he had to walk back, you know. Fucking booty you are, he said. Yeah, alright. Anyway. That would all had it looking nice in there. Old stoned out. Put myself up a little shed. But a little 10x12 fucking shed, but a set of scales in there. The only thing was I didn't have any parking, see? They had to drive right in and drive out. Now, it was on a corner as well, on a bend. Anyway, I went outside and we got Eddie to cut a splay in so we could see each side. Anyway, it was a neat little operation, really. Malcolm Drew. Now, don't forget, Tommy Weir's to the left of me. I'm there. Malcolm Drew's there. And Johnny Orchard's up the top. So I'm right in the middle of all these scrapyards. But a lot of the people knew me. And I put fucking prices up on the board outside the gate. I was driving an old divvy there. And Malcolm Drew pulled in one day. He said, I'll give you credit, boy, he said. I'll take my hat off to you. You're a fucking trier, he said. He said, there's all we boys with these big yards, he said, and you're getting your fucking bit, aren't you? I said, yeah, I am, I'll tell you the truth. Anyway, at that time, poor old Donald Tangy, he took bad, very bad. So, me and he was very close. So he went in for operation. It didn't go too good. Anyway, he was home for several weeks. I went down to see him this morning. Pulled up with a car. Mrs. Tangy was in the kitchen. I said, all right, Mrs. Tangy? She said, yeah, all right, Clarence. I said, where's Donald? She got in the bed, she went. I said, what's the matter? He ain't very well, my dear. Anyway, I says, right, go up. Yeah, she said, go up. Up I goes, he's lying in the bed. Oh, I'll be out. I'll come down. I said, all right. So I come back down. I said, he's going to come back. He's going to come down, Miss Tangy. Anyway, he's coming down the fucking stairs, holding his guts like that. And I could see this fucking blood on his hand. I said, Donald, what the fuck's going on? I ain't very good, much. I said, fucking, have you seen the doctor? Had the doctor out? Yeah, he's supposed to be coming out today. Change the dressing or whatever. I said, now something in right ear. I said, in the fucking car. No, I said, in the car. In the car, I fucking takes him in. Truro City Hospital. In the fucking A&E department. And on the way in now, the fucking stitches started bursting. I thought, fuck me. And anyway, out his hands are like that. Got to the hospital, run in, I told him what was on. Anyway, took him right in. Good job I did. Because he could have fucking died. Anyway, they stitched him up and he gradually got better. So he sent word over to Tommy. He said, I won't be back to work, Tom. He said, I'm going to take things easy now. Tommy said, oh, thank you very much for what you've done for me, blah, blah, blah. So I was home sitting down and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go and see old Donald. Down I goes. I said, Donald, would you consider coming to work for me? He said, I can't work like I did, Clarence. Fuck me, man. I said, you haven't got to work like we did. I said, all I want you to do is sit in the metal shed, clean a bit of metal, weigh the customers in and pay them out. I said, I'll have a think about it. I'll let you know tomorrow. Anyway, next morning about 8:30, in he comes, Kraus bag onto his shoulder. He said, I think I'll give this a go. I said, oh, lovely job, Donald. Fucking lovely job. Now this is what was said when Donald come back to work for me. he said, Tommy said, I've had the best of it, he ain't no fucking good anymore. He said this up in the pub, see? So I got back to me. I said, you're a handy cunt, you are. I said, that man there, I said, worked like a cunt for you lot. And my father. I said, and you had the best of him. I said, well, he's all right with me. And that's where he'll stay. Because this now was getting on Tommy Ware's nerves, because I had my own fucking scrapyard, didn't I? So, once Donald come working for me, that freed me up. I could go and do whatever I wanted. Plus, my mother's oldest brother, Uncle Joey, he said, I'll come and drive your lorry for you. What she said, any time? I said, all right, Uncle Joe, I'll give you a shout. So I could go out calling. So this particular day, I goes out. Fuck me, I was down by Penzance. Driving across the bridge. Where the dry dock was. Ship repairs. Looks like that. Over this side of the quay, on the left-hand side, is where the Salonian comes in. And where all the pedestrians walk down through, where it was all cordoned off. With these big ship's wheelhouses lined up. So I thought, fuck me, I'm going to stop here. Then I goes to the main yard, and there's Fraser metal skip there overflowing. All away, all good gear. And a lot of metal in with it, believe it or not. Copper pipe with gunmetal flanges like that. All ship stuff. So I said to this old chavvy, I said, the boss about me. Yeah, he said he's over there. Chap called Barry Diamond. Walks over, I said, I'm looking for Barry Diamond. He said, that's me. I said, I put my hand out, shook his hand. I said, I'm Clarence Ware, scrap metal merchant. Oh, he said. He said, we use Fraser metals. That's their skip up. Yeah, I said, I can see that. He said, be honest, boy, he said, they're fucking useless. I said, what do you mean? He said, that skip had been full for over a week. They didn't even bother come and change it over. He said, see all they wheelhouses over there? He said, the harbour master's on me now, they got to be gone. Fucking hell. He said, could you move their wheelhouses? I said, yeah. Fucking right I could. I said, move them today. Move their wheelhouses, he said. And see that skip there? Once he's gone, you can have it all. Thought myself, Dory. Come back now. Thought, how the fuck am I going to move these wheelhouses? I could just about get one on my lorry. Not for the weight so much, for the size of it. So, thought, fuck me, I know what I'll do. I'll get over to Georgie Pallo. Georgie Pallo was one of my dad's dear friends. He had his own lorries. Sorry. I said, George, I said, could you move some stuff? He said, Clarence, he said, we're going in to get loaded. He said, now we'll go up to Avonmouth in the morning. I said, George, I'm writing the fucking shit. I said, I could do with some help. Fuck it, he said, I'll do it for you. Takes my lorry now, down. And we got these fucking wheelhouses in his Arctic. All I had was a fucking lorry and I had. The one on my lorry was easy enough to get off because I could just fucking tip him off with a chain. Georgie could tip, but going across me fucking scrapyard is electric cable. Oh, fucking hell. Right, Georgie managed to shunt in and tipped off these wheelhouses. Now, Donald Tangy was an expert steel cutter. So Uncle Joey come to see me. I said, I'll have some work in there, Uncle Joe. I said, pull and scrap it up and sounds dry dock. Oh, lovely, he said. So he said, I can use the burners, you know. I said, you can? Yes, I can fucking cut scrap, he said. It's all right. So I looked at Donald, Donald looked at me. So Donald used to keep his gear immaculate. So I set Uncle Joey off. 20 minutes. The nozzle's fucked. Oh, I said Uncle Joe. Anyway, Donald had all the spares. Putting another new nozzle in. 20 minutes. That nozzle's fucked. I said, what are you doing, Uncle Joe? Well, what he was doing, this fucking stuff had that much paint on it. He was holding the nozzle right in down on the steel, but the paint was burning the nozzle out. So anyway, we got into half sort of cutting this scrap up. So I thought to myself, I got to get myself a machine. This is no good. So I goes up to Morecambe too. Morecambe would have, I don't know, 5 or 6 old machines that were kicking about. I said, Mo, I said, you ain't got a good old swing shovel where you can sell me much? He laughed. He said, I'm selling you a fucking swing shovel, he said, to be my competitor. He laughed. He said, yeah, I got one up her. Anyway, I went up her. I give him 1,500 quid for this old 3C JCB. But I had to be dead careful swinging around under this fucking electric cable. And Tommy wouldn't give me no fucking permission to put the cable in the ground and like that. There was fucking murders up with that. Anyway, every whip and flip we touched this fucking cable burnt pieces out of the jib. Anyway, we all got to know what we was doing, where we could swing the machine and where we couldn't. So finally, I had a little machine in there with a grab on. Now I had a lot of customers coming into me, so I put my prices up on the board, and nobody could fucking understand why I was giving so much money. So I had a little fucking scheme where I was gaining a little bit of weight each time. Anyway, I was doing all right, and to be fair, Donald Tangy brought a lot of custom with he. Because Donald used to be down the pub every Friday night, and he used to buy a fair bit of metal. And then Donald was telling that he was working over there and bring the metals there. So I was doing all right. So now, another crunch time comes. I went into Redruth Brewery, and was said to me, I want to clear out the stockyard at the back. Oh, he said, come in and see me. In I goes. And it was through Darcy, Ed Richards. He writ a lot of letters for me, actually, to people, saying he's an entrepreneur, starting up a scrapyard, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, in I goes. They had these stainless steel tanks in there. Now, inside of every tank, they had copper coils. And on the side of the tank, there was an hatchway. And if you were small enough, you could get in through. So there was an old chavvy up in the village called Peter Mugford. And he was always at me, if you've got any work, I'll come and do it. I'll clean this and I'll clean that. So I got hold of he. And this is a funny story, but the fucking true one. So I got these fucking tanks. So Donald said to him, well, you've got to get in through there, look. And you've got to unbolt these copper coils. Then Donald gave him an hacksaw to cut them coils up so he could pass them out. Right. So he's in this fucking tank now. and in pulls Uncle Harry. Now, where these fucking tanks was like a bench where Donald used to clean the metals up. And there was a hammer. So Harry, being Harry, Uncle Harry, picked up this hammer and banged on this stainless steel tank. But it must have fucking blew the chavvy's ears off in the tank. Oh, he went fucking didn't know inside this tank. Anyway, worst thing Uncle Harry could have done was stuck his head in the hole and asked him what's the matter. Like fucking kicking off like that for nothing. Well, the chavvy been a jobbing right here with the axle. Cut Uncle Harry's lip. Now, he'd been picked up the hammer now, the big hammer, and he was banging this tank, pushing this tank, rocking the tanks. Me and Donald had to grab him hold and stop him. Anyway, took him indoors for a cup of tea. Jed tried to talk him down. He wouldn't have none of it. He sat outside that fucking tank all day long till this chavvy was coming out. He said, I'll have you in a minute when you come out. He had fucking shovel handles trying to job this chavvy inside this tank. I said, Uncle Harry, for fuck's sake, leave him alone, mush. No, look at me moving, mush. I ain't letting him get away with that. I said, all right. Anyway, what can you say? So now this chavvy had to come out. What he should have done was come out head first. And Harry would have probably given him a jab, and that would have been it. He decided to put his leg out, backwards out through this hole. Well, my Uncle Harry grabbed all these fucking leg mush. And he was trying to break Gary's leg off. Me and Donald grabbed him all, pulled him back. Anyway, the old chavvy was in agony, all inside of his leg here. Black and blue, bleeding. Anyway, I had to pull Harry away back into me bungalow again. And I told old Gary to go home. Anyway, I went up there that same night to see old Gary was all right. He said, I won't be back no more, Clarence. He said, fuck that. He said, I'm in 2 minds to go to the police. He said, look at my legs. I said, well, fair enough, I said. Don't come back, I said. But don't go getting the police. I said, please don't do that. I said, you'll have a lot of trouble for yourself. Anyway, he never got the police, and that was the end of that. But, yeah, he Uncle Harry went in the movie with the axle. But it's Uncle Harry's fault, see. He banged the tank, bang. So now time was going on. And imagine this, on that side of the fence, my fence, Tommy Ware owned that. But on this side of the fence, my next door neighbour owned it. Now this chavvy was a fucking bang. Now, the hedge was all cherry trees. But what happens when you chuck scrap around? I would have fucked all the cherry trees. This day, this chavvy had enough, see. He even had come at me like a fucking tin lump. Well, wanted to fight anyway. We got stuck into each other. And the chavvy's father was there. He pulled us apart. So his father said to me, what are you going to do about the trees? I said, what can I do about the trees? I said, he said, would you put a fence up, please? I said, yeah, I'll put a fence up. Anyway, we put the fence up. We could throw the iron that side, because the electric cable was going over that way. I could have a lorry in and load the lorry. Couldn't keep too much there. We had to keep fucking moving it. But I went on and on and on. And now, come now, the fields. Tommy Ware wanted to know me now, because he wanted to build a house in that field. But on paper, I owned half the field. Still no deeds. So he said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. He said, I'll give you that field. He said, but it wouldn't ease to give. Apparently, it was supposed to be his boys. He said, I'll give you that field, and you have the 2 fields up the road. So by that time, the kids was riding the motorbikes in there, and there was a bit of argy-bargy over that. So I said to Uncle Tony, I said, don't worry about it, Uncle Tony. I said, Jason can ride the bikes in my fields. So anyway, dealing was going on, and this, that, and the other. So I said to Jed, what we'd do is, if we have a deal, we'll make a new scrapyard. It was only like 50 yards up the road. I said, we'll make a new scrapyard up there. And we'll have all the space we need. She said, you sure? I said, yeah. I said, but that's nothing to do with the field down the bottom. Right. Done the deal. Right, the field down the bottom come up now. I said, well, what are we doing about the field down the bottom? I said, my father owned that outright by himself. Nothing to do with you, nothing to do with his mother, his own father, nothing to do with nobody. He bought it from Ronnie Osborne. No, he didn't, he said. I said, yes, he did. I said, I got the receipt for that field. No, you haven't, he said. I said, hang on. Never bothered to look. Then my mother had a Bible beside her bed. And in that Bible was the receipt for that field. I opened up the Bible, no fucking receipt. So the only ones who was in that bungalow was Tommy and Jenny. Receipt gone. Yeah, he sold me that field. I said, no, he never sold you no field. He never had to sell you fuck all. No way. Anyway, I'm not going to mention the name at this time. But somebody else was involved with Tommy. They wrote out a false receipt. Got Ronnie Osborne to swear affidavit. In fucking Davis's again. Davis solicitors. That my father sold in the field. So this is what they produced to me. I, Brian Thomas Henry Ware, sold to my brother Thomas Ware the field at the rear of Heather Bank for £750. No way, I said to myself. No fucking chance. So right, now, deal was done. They moved me granny's old hut into their field, and he was going to build a new house in the main field, which he was doing. Now, Uncle Tony, very clever man. He could draw plans, build houses, do the lot. Anyway, Tommy took on me mother's brother, Samson, Uncle Samson, to work. So he's working, and he said to Samson, I'll put you through your HGV. Now, there was only 2 drivers who could drive the HGV. One was Uncle Tony, one was Tommy himself. So, Uncle Tony's a very funny chap. So, they decided to do this behind Uncle Tony's back. So they set off one morning, Uncle Tommy and Uncle Samson, got up Bison Day rugby field, this is what I was told, and stopped a lorry, got out and put the L plates on. Who was coming up the road behind them was Uncle Tony. Whoa, he went fucking berserk. Turned the van around, come straight back, come right over to me. He said, Clarence, I got something to tell you. I said, oh yeah, what's that? He said, the field receipt is false. Now this is his own brother, mine, doing this to me. Wrote out a false receipt for the field. Give on what Tony used to do. He waited till Tommy come back. He said, I've been over and told Clarence, he said, exactly what happened. Now, how can he face me now? Knowing what I know. But that's what they try to do to get the field off me down the back of Ellerbank, which belonged to me father on his own. More to come yet from the Romany Rye, but for now it's good night and goodbye.